The children will groan. It's the final weekend of summer, but we've got the NFL, and we're underway on EA Sports. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Here to his running back. Call it officially a loss of 2 on the first play from scrimmage. Second down. So add that tackle for a loss to the 2 that he had a week ago.
And you know what he's doing right now?
Smiling?
Yeah, definitely doing that. But he's also patting his guys on the back, his defensive front, because they're keeping him clean, meaning no one's getting to him as a blocker. He's able to run to the football, and the plays he's making, he's spilling them in the offensive backfield.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Out of the gun, Brissett. To the right side to Eric Ebron. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
Coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
And they give this time to the tailback. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 4th down. To punt on 4th down, here's Rigoberto Sanchez. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And that'll skip out of bounds inside the 20 at the 17-yard line.
At their own 17-yard line.
Let's go. 60 outlaw.
58, come on.
Hey, check. Keep him.
On 1st down, Gunn. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Shaquille Barrett in on the tackle. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is, and really a lot of the time they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Check tight.
Hey, Delta.
Throwing on 3rd down, here's Rudolph. And he's got the completion to Hopkins. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. 15 yards, the Texans pick up the 1st down. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. Now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Shotgun snap for Rudolph. And his throw here's incomplete. Duke Johnson, the one he was looking for. That'll bring up 2nd down.
I think we'll see more of them trying to get him the football out of the backfield. They love what he can do in open space, and they believe that he creates mismatches they can exploit.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now it's Rudolph. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Then it's Clinton Dix with a pick.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively, not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
Brissett on 1st down. A quick throw, but incomplete. He was waving his arms, wanted the football, but he dropped it. And that reminds me of a story you told me from your days at Tennessee. We don't need to mention the other guy's name, but when he dropped an open pass that you blew coverage on, what'd you say to him?
Yeah, it's really not right since I blew coverage, but since he dropped the pass, I said, well, maybe next time he'll just walk it out here and hand it to you. Would that be easier? He wasn't real thrilled with that
answer. That's cold-blooded. Cold-blooded. So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down. Now a handoff here to his running back. They'll rumble for about 6 up across the 20 to the 22.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
It's a gain of 6, and it's third down.
The Texans here on third down, putting an extra defender in the secondary. From the shotgun, it's Brissett. Man open, that's Damian Ratley. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. Give him 22 yards, and that's also where they snapped it from, the 22.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
And they give this time to the tailback. J.J. Watt, the one that gets him down.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
On 2nd and 9, Brissett. He's going to fire one deep left sideline. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave them trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Throwing, Brissett. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. The sack there by J.J. Watt. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it, but it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Ready?
They'll try the left side. Gunn. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Rudolph eluding the pressure right. It's complete to Hopkins. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
First and 10 at the 48-yard line.
They'll run on 1st down. Gunn. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat? And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. On 2nd and 11 now. Rudolph, and this one complete to Will Fuller. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. A gain of 28 yards there and give him a 1st down.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
70, Indy.
Drop deep, drop deep.
The first carry now. This is Johnson. And he'll get nothing there. Stopped right at the line as that will wind us down to the end of this first quarter of play. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
All right, T, let's go. All right, T.
Now it's Rudolph off the bootleg. Escaping the pressure right. Now he'll pull it down. And able to get this down inside the 15 to either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. He turned that into a nice gain. Gets him 8 yards closer for 3rd down. For the Colts, an extra defensive back in there now on 3rd down. Out of the gun, Rudolph. It's caught. Jones. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice, easy rhythm throw right there, and they pick up the 1st down.
They'll try and run. This is Johnson. And he's going to get hit at the line of scrimmage and driven backwards. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority 1.
They come up here with another shot from the 6-yard line, and it's 2nd and goal now.
Smith.
Mike 54. Mike 54. Here we go, here we go.
Get it.
To Johnson again. And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
Partner, I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness. Think about running the ball here. Not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, they're in a prime spot.
And I think the defensive guys are probably expressing themselves to them as well. I wouldn't run it here, guys. You might want to try throwing it.
Hey, Alpha.
58's the money. 58's the money. Hey,
Protein spill.
get off the field, D. Deuce, 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 deuce.
Hit it.
Now Rudolph with 3rd and goal. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? Zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, partner, that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. So I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you into the end zone, get you 6?
Then he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line.
At their own 27-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a 1st down and change our momentum?
first down throw for Brissett. Into the hands of his running back, Marlon Mack.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. Brissett. Looking deep for Hilton. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And in this case, they managed to get it done.
The Colts on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 9.
Hey. You got 3. 3 down. Jam. Kill.
From the gun, here's Brissett. And he's got his man, Hilton. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. That one for Indianapolis, resulting in 15 yards and a fresh set of downs.
First down, Colts.
Here we go. 7 Andy. Check 41. Watch the screen.
First down, Brissett. He completes this one to Mack. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. 17 yards on the catch and run. It's a first down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Again, it's Brissett. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 28.
You're looking there, the defensive back was maybe a step slower than he was when he came into the league a decade ago. I know I questioned his speed coming into the game, but what he's lost in speed, he's more than made up for it with intellect. And that's a great job of knowing how to position himself to make that interception.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. The Pro Bowl wideout Julio Jones is intended receiver, but it'll be 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Ready, break.
2nd and 10 now from the 27.
3 bud.
Ready.
Now a give, right side. Gunn. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. That's good for a Texan first down, a 12-yard pickup. That toss play right, we know it's one of the successful plays they have in their arsenal, and they showed you why there.
And remember, in order for it to be successful, because it's a little bit of a slower developing play, those blocks at the line of scrimmage have to be kept, have to be held, so that the runner can get to the corner and turn it upfield.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Watch the screen.
Now.
They stay on the ground. This time it's Johnson. He'll get about 3 as he's brought down right around the 42. A short gain of just over 2 yards as the first half clock dips inside of 3 minutes.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 42-yard line.
Let's go.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
I'm coming after you.
Fire.
Rudolph. And the catch made by Hopkins. A fresh set of downs on a gain of 13 there for the Texans.
People worry about throwing the out route because often it can get jumped, and that can turn into either an incompletion or an interception. But not on that one. Everything came together, and he catches it and goes over the sideline.
Ready, set.
Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. They'll run it with Johnson, and able to push forward for right around 3 yards down to the 42.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
Second quarter, 2 minutes remain, 3-0 our score. A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in this second week of the regular season. On 2nd and 7, Rudolph. He finds Hopkins complete. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
The name of the game is always on defense, put pressure on the quarterback. And that's exactly what they've done today. It looks like they've got him a little bit rattled. That would have been the 2nd interception in the first half.
And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember, they get the kickoff to start the second half, so this is a golden opportunity for them to go down there and put up a couple of sixes back-to-back. What a momentum swing that would be.
Yeah, you might be able to get a 2-for-1 without ever even giving up the football. A good pickup there, 8 yards on the first down completion.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it. Sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
Maybe not exactly what they had in mind, but that scramble good for 6 and a first down. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Watch safety creep. Watch safety creeping. Safety's creeping. Check nickel, nickel, nickel.
Here's Brissett. Ebron caught left side. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Indianapolis moving the chains there on a gain of 12.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size, can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
On 1st and 10, Brissett. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. J.J. Watt picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Brissett, and that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now. T.Y. Hilton, the intended receiver, and that'll make it 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Check it back, check it back.
Brissett. Flush to his right. And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down. So we've reached halftime. All we have to show for the first half, a lone field goal. 3-0 our score. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report. Thank you, sir. A field goal separates these two teams as we come back for this second half. It's the Texans in front, and they're going to get the football first as we are back underway in the third quarter. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
Let's go, baby. Let's go.
On the ready.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They have the lead now. They'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
Let's see if they do just that. They'll keep it on the ground. Gunn. And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 2 yards, good enough for a first. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now Johnson. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Hey, Charlie. X3, 218, chopper.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
They'll try the air now. Here's Rudolph. Johnson's got it complete. A first down there on a pickup at 25. Well, if you're going to give him that kind of time, he's just going to shred you.
You might as well put a sofa out there for him. I mean, that's unbelievable because I don't care who you are in coverage. With that amount of time, someone's going to shake free, and he's going to be able to throw the ball with a whole lot of confidence.
On first down, Gunn. Room here to run. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. A big one there for the Texans, 18 yards.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start.
And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. A great play there. His first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Texans push further out in front. A good, sustained drive there in this third quarter, capping it off with a touchdown to give them a nice 2-score advantage.
It was actually a fun one to watch, wasn't it? I mean, for me, seeing the mix of what they did, how they moved the ball downfield, very sharp, too. Each and every play seemed to be executed with great dispatch.
Harris Campbell on the return. The Colts take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
4 receivers to keep tabs on here, 3 of them to the right side on 2nd and 5.
He's checking, he's checking, he's checking. Crash, crash.
Here's Brissett. Looking deep for Hilton. going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is it allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
Brissett from the gun on third. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
And that'll hit and go out of bounds, so they'll start just outside their own 40-yard line. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. A pickup of 11 and a Texans first down.
Down. 8-3. Now!
58.
They'll run on first down. Gunn. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. There to stop him was Darius Leonard.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Rudolph looking to throw. He completes it to Jones. Now, I know it's an emotional game, Charles. You can't do that.
And when you get into your film sessions and you argue your case with your coaches, that's exactly what they say at the end. You just can't do it. It costs your team.
58 to Mike. Man, I got you. Man, I got you.
Following the penalty, it's Johnson. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Blue draw quarter.
Kill, kill, kill. Kill, kill.
Free grip.
On 2nd down, Gunn. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. The 2nd down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
Here we go. Set. 60 or.
Right there. Come on. You better bring it.
Hey, wahoo!
3rd and long, it's Rudolph. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
That was a dangerous throw towards the end zone. Boy, did it hang up there forever. Wanted to run up there and pull it down out of the sky.
Yeah, it felt like it really should have been intercepted. Lucky to have that one back.
You've got to be more careful when you're that close to the goal line.
And in his 15th season, he's able to get this one to go. And that'll push the lead up to 13-0. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
Let's go.
The Colts take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Had a bit of a lane there, took advantage of it. Give him 7 there on the first down carry. A solid run on first down, gain of 7, leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
At the 49-yard line.
A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. On 2nd down, it's Edwards. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Indianapolis moving the chains there on a gain of 12. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're... on the move, 1st and 10. Back now in Houston. It's the Colts, so they've got the football, but they've got work to do, trailing here as we begin the 4th quarter. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Switch. Hey, switch gears. Check 37. Hey, alert 3. He's cracked.
And they'll go on the ground. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. I tell you, they didn't give it to him much for the first 3 quarters, but when they have, he's been efficient. Maybe they ride him more here down the stretch.
Yeah, not sure it was actually in the game plan for him to have as few carries as he has, but it might play out really well for them now. As you noted, they want to ride him down the stretch. He should have fresh legs.
And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. That good for 22 and a first down.
At the 4-yard line.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Now a handoff here to his running back. And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3. What a game this defense continues to play, huh?
Yeah, they've been aggressive from the first snap, and they've controlled this ball game. But right now, if you're on the other side of the ball, you've got to match that aggressiveness. No points so far in this game. Moving the football, got to be that way to go against them and try and get some points on the board.
And I'm curious on the defensive side if they stay aggressive, because you know they want to pitch this shutout.
Yeah, they have to be aggressive, but they also have to be smart about it as well, because one mistake can turn into 6 points.
They'll try to run this one in, and he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
That's a really alert defense there, because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
And he takes it in for a Colts score. A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown on the season, as his guys are back within a single score.
But they decided to run it in and got it done on 3rd and goal. A lot of times that's a passing play.
And the kicker, this has to come out for the PAT. He can breathe a sigh of relief as well, right?
Although I don't know if he's really breathing a sigh of relief. I think he likes to put 3 points on his ledger.
Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Ready.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the opposition no good.
Everyone loves to have a little bit of a cushion, and that helps you immeasurably. But the bottom line is, do all the things that you're taught.
It's caught inside the 25. Touchdown, Houston. Julio Jones. His first touchdown of the new season. And the Texans push further out in front. And now they'll empty the backfield here as they elect to go for two. Shotgun snap for Rudolph. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Protection was great. He had time to set up a campsite. But in the secondary, though, they were ready.
And I think that in most places on the field, if you have that much time to throw the ball, someone's going to shake free and you'll find an open receiver. But condensed near the goal line on a two-point conversion, all that extra, there's not any extra field. So it kind of closes in on them, and that allows you to cover a little bit better.
This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
The Colts take over first and 10. At their own 26-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And it's a unit last drive that did it all on the ground, Charles.
And they controlled it from the interior. Big on big, right? Offensive lineman versus defensive lineman. But in order to keep the football moving downfield, other people have to get involved as well. Your wide receivers, your tight ends, lead runners, anything that you have possible to get in front and keep the ball moving.
And now the defense may be looking out for a pass coming up. And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11.
It's going to be a long day.
From the shotgun, it's Brissett. He wants it all for the end zone. And he's got his man. It's Hilton for the Colts touchdown. T.Y. Hilton, his first touchdown here of the new campaign, as his guys are back within a single score. Elliott good with a PAT. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game, and you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
He's got Fuller. No gain that time on the completion, and it'll be 3rd down.
And that's when it's fun to play defense. When you're able to diagnose a play right from the beginning, get all your guys to the football, and spill the play, that's when you have a lot of fun playing on that side of the ball.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down.
Hey, echo. Ready.
Here's Rudolph. Looking deep for Julio. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. The free safety, Malik Hooker, there in coverage. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
Here we go. Here we go.
At their own 27-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And things are starting to move in the right direction. They get the touchdown last drive, then their defense gets them the football back.
Yeah, now they have a chance to get the lead if they can put something together here. I'm eager to see how they decide to do it. Do they want to be methodical, or do they want to take the big strike and go after it right now? They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
From the 30 on 2nd down, Brissett flushed out right. Got an open man, it's Ratley. Good yardage after the catch. Is that play good for 30 and a first?
That could very well be a defining play in this game. A touchdown, that gives them the lead, and they took a major step towards getting there with that big play right there.
Pretty solid run here on 1st down. Almost picked up another first, but he appears to be a few inches short. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game.
Okay, baby, I see you.
So the Colts in possession of the football as we get you reset. They come up on a 2nd down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down to the wire.
Switch.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. 22 yards there, a 1st down. Probably had 60,000 thinking pass right there, including us in the booth.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That was a big call, big guts on that one. And guess what? That run, it'll pay dividends.
They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4.
Well, Brandon, we always know that once you score one touchdown,
you're
without a doubt. And so far today, he's got one, but was denied as he tried to get the second one.
2nd and goal from inside the 5. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on third, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that second down is the time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory. I'm a little surprised right here. They've got 3 timeouts left. The clock's running down, and they aren't using them. Those timeouts do you no good at home. Use them now.
Likely the play of the game here, trailing in the final quarter and going for it on 4th and goal. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock stops with 23 seconds to go in the game. They come up in an offset eye. Likely the play of the game here, trailing in the final quarter and going for it on 4th and goal.
Watch the twins.
They'll try and run for it. And this winds up a disaster, nowhere near the marker. They're turned away on 4th and goal. And the Texans are going to win the football game.
Ready up.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And still 2 timeouts defensively, but even if they choose to use those, 3 kneel downs should be enough to get out of here with a victory.
And that's exactly what's being stated into the head coach's headset. Oftentimes they have a guy upstairs who monitors this at the end of the game. A little clock management 101.
Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10.
I got you.
5.
Down to a knee here as the Texans look to let the clock roll. Now the Colts will use their 3rd and final timeout, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the ballgame. Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on 3rd down. Down to a knee one more time, and that should just about do it.
A loss of a yard. It's 4th down.
So Houston going to come away here with the victory. And it wasn't really always pretty. They had their bumps and bruises. Really, both sides did. But they did what they needed to do at home to get the win.
Yeah, they really had to grind this one out, didn't they? Because nothing came easy. Every snap was a major league brawl. They had to win at the line of scrimmage, win downfield. They got all those things accomplished. But to win a close one like this, you know, every team wants to be physical. We've heard that a million times, right? But those who are mentally tough, those are the teams that you have to deal with in the playoffs. This was that type of a game.
So for the Texans, they make amends for their Week 1 loss by winning their home opener. And they'll get another home date next week as the Patriots will come to town. Meanwhile, for the Colts, they will fall to 1-1. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.
me so long getting back to my right mind. I don't wanna be on the ground when the time flies. Had so many friends go, I wonder when it's my time. I live every day like I'll die by the nighttime. It took me so long getting back to my right mind. 5 days straight, no rest, oh well. Don't need no scale. I've been on my, I don't need no help. Always getting money, rains, no sleep. Every day I work my thumb. I don't get to take off. A hater get up. I'm ready like lift off. I've never been nowhere, but I'm ready to stay gone. Nothing ever lasts long. I'm always beating the odds. Taking all these trips, I had to go and get a passport. I'm just trying to live, I don't know what these mad for. I just signed a deal and got a really big bag for it. Still at your mama crib and getting money, you gotta ask for it. I'm tired of complaining, I gotta change my situation. Looking at the view outside, I thought I would never make it. Every day these take, but that don't stop the money making. If you want it, go and take it, ain't no point in hesitating. I don't wanna be on the ground when the time flies. Had so many friends go, I wonder when it's my time. I live every day like I'll die by the nighttime. It took me so long getting back to my right mind. I don't wanna be on the ground when the time flies. Had so many friends go, I wonder when it's my time. I live every day like I'll die by the nighttime. It took me so long getting back to my right mind.
Honey, I dash, got it on smash, foot on the gas. I will not crash, they will not stop me. Tenfold, copy, end zone, watch me celebrate. I'm cocky, I do my dance, jump in the stands. No man, man, oh there with the hands. Thought he could guard me, I ruin they plans. I do what I want, they do what they can. Got it on smash, foot on the gas. I will not crash, honey, y'all dash, 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 yeah. They can't catch up cause they lacking the stamina. Way too advanced to be playing with amateurs. Stay on attack when they tackle like damager. They react and play it back on the camera. Hot boy, just consider me flammable. Sure shot, I got all the intangibles. Need a leash, I'm a beast, I'm an animal. Eat the competition up like a Hannibal. Know the game like I wrote up the manual. I do weekly what you do on the annual. MVP, that decision unanimous. Big dogs, I don't think they can handle this. Battlefield, it's just me and my warriors. Guaranteed we emerging victorious. Years, blood, sweat, tears, it's glorious. I remember when they always ignoring us. Dash, got it on smash, foot on the gas. I will not crash, they will not stop me. Tenfold, copy, end zone, watch me celebrate. I'm cocky, I do my dance, jump in the stands. No man, man, oh there with the hands. Thought he could guard me, I ruin they plans. I do what I want, they do what they can. Got it on smash, foot on the gas. I will not crash, honey, y'all dash, honey, y'all dash, honey, y'all dash, honey, y'all dash, honey, y'all dash. They slept on the team that they owe me. I need a ring and a trophy. I say I'm the best cause I am. It's no need in keeping it low key. I can carve up the D like a turkey, or run straight through the D like a train. This year we ain't taking no losses. It's all about making the game. I hear a lot of trash talk. He call himself making a name. I put on the Jets, the coach will regret even letting them stay in the game. Team morale took a tumble. Next time be humble. I'm the lion in the jungle. You just try not to fumble. Rumble, young man, rumble. Never slip nor stumble.